Right, so Shachi and Leah, who wants to go first to introduce yourselves to everybody?
Go on, Sach. Start us off.
So I'm Shachi and I am an all-rounder playing for Lightning Cricket. We actually got selected to play last year, and me and Leah have been playing for a year together, and it's been quite a journey for me personally. You know, growing up always wanting to play cricket professionally, and now I've been given the opportunity to do that. So it's been really great, and really looking forward to chatting with you guys about it.
Excellent, Leah.
So like Sach said, my name's Leah Kellogg. We've been playing for Lightning for 2 years, so we got selected last year for it, and again, like Sach said, it's a real honour, real privilege to play professional cricket, and relishing the opportunity every day.
Excellent, right. So how old were you two when you first started playing cricket, if you remember?
First like hardball stuff, I think I was like 11 or 12. So a bit of a time ago now, but yeah, 11 or 12 was when I first properly started playing.
Where were you playing then when you first started?
I actually was playing in Nottingham for a club called Attenborough Cricket Club. I think my dad just wanted me to grow up a little bit so I won't be scared of the ball, but he soon realised that I probably wasn't, so he was quite happy to take me there early on.
Leah, what about you?
So I've had a bat and a ball in my hand ever since probably I could walk, with my brothers forcing me to have that, and my dad. But yeah, always in the garden playing a bit of backyard cricket. And then just started going to a club to play quick cricket at like 8, 9. And then like Sachi said, like hardball stuff at like 11. I've always played for Swanning Cricket Club. I've not been to a different club. It's a great club. Really good junior setup there. So yeah, it was a great place to be as a junior, going through and playing for all the age groups, and then getting the chance to represent Derbyshire along the way was really an honour as well.
What age did you both start playing county cricket then? Because obviously Sachi used to play for Nottingham, didn't you?
Yeah, so I first started off playing for Nottingham, and I actually was 11 when I first got scouted, and then I did trials, and then I was 12 when I properly started playing. So I played under 13s. That's when I actually started, which was, I never actually, when I started playing cricket, I only played it because I enjoyed it. Like, I never thought there was actually an opportunity for me to progress on. So to be given that opportunity and to be recognised, literally the first time I played hardball cricket, it honestly was a really great feeling. I think that's something that's always motivated me.
Yeah. Leah, when did you start playing county cricket?
That is a very good question. I think I was around 13 when I properly got playing for Derbyshire, went to trials and stuff. And then ever since then I just kept getting selected each year, and I was just really lucky to keep getting chosen after the trials. And then progressed up into the women's team. So again, that is a real honour to stay with the same county and represent them from 13, if it was 13. It was around that age, 12, 13. And then all the way up until how old I am now. So yeah.
Have you got any favourite moments from when you were younger of playing cricket? Or any best moments or scores and figures that you can remember?
I think for me, I'd probably say one of my favourite moments of especially when I was young, was we won the national finals in 2015, and I think we were unbeaten that season as well. And I feel like for me, especially in the age group terms, that was also kind of cementing our kind of place there as well, which was so nice. And I feel like to be able to go unbeaten the whole season and like win the championship was just, it was incredible.
Leah?
Yeah, mine's probably the season that we won the T20 at Denby. I think, Lauren, were you playing?
I was watching, I think, that day.
Watching, yeah. Yeah, we won the T20 league, and it was like just like a real big day out for us, and like obviously to do it in Derbyshire as well was amazing. And yeah, that was probably one of the biggest achievements that I've had whilst I've been with Derbyshire. Obviously being asked to be the women's captain was like a big honour as well for me, and a big highlight of my career, because obviously I think from being a player to a captain there's a big difference, as you'll know, Lauren.
Yeah.
And you've got to be on the ball all the time, and it's a whole different game, but to be given that challenge and that responsibility, like I really appreciated it, and it made me probably become the player that I am today.
How did you find out about the captaincy, Leah? Do you remember?
So Richard Wood, our coach manager, just messaged me. It was the year Charlotte Horton left, so it was the like pre-season of that, and he just said, like, I think like it'll do you good to start with, because it'll make you come on as a player. Like I've said, it, I feel as though it has done. It's given me more responsibility, and made me probably focus a little bit more. So yeah, I just got a phone call, I think it was, and then he just said, have a think, because obviously it's a big decision. And then I went and had a meeting with him and Dave, and yeah, I just said like it would be an honour to captain my county, and yeah, so just went from there really.
Is there any advice that you give the young girls sort of going through the pathway? So I know when I played that, you and Rachel were really positive with us and gave us a lot of encouragement. I wonder if there's any advice that you would give for the younger girls now that are going to be coming up.
Yeah, do you want me to go, Sach?
Yeah, you go first.
Yeah, just like, I think it's with anything you do, it doesn't necessarily have to be cricket, but there's so many like cliches that you hear, but they're so true. Like giving 100%, like going the extra mile, so doing things that other people aren't doing will make you stand out from other people, and that's obviously what you want to do when you're trying to get picked for a team. Show you're committed, show you're organised, so get to training on time, get there early. Just little bits of advice like that. They sound really small, but actually a coach will notice if you're arriving 15 minutes early and you're getting ready with your spikes on and you're ready to go on time, or you're going for balls that you might not usually go for when you're doing a fielding practice. And little things like that will just give you the edge over others when you're a team, but you're also fighting against each other for places in the team. So you've got to be a little bit selfish sometimes and do what you need to do to get into that team. So yeah, I'd say give everything 100%, really go the extra mile when you can do, and just show why you should be in that starting 11.
Yeah, no, that's really like, you know, I feel like you've covered all the bases there, but I feel like personally it's like you need to find something and a reason that motivates you to play cricket. Like for me, I love playing the sport, but I also love the people I play with, especially like right now at the Lightning team. I feel like you have such a great team, and every session I'm ready to go because I know I'm going to get something out of the session, but also know that I'm there to like playing with my friends, and not a lot of people can do that. And I feel like at a younger age it's so important to enjoy the sport and not really take too much pressure. I feel like that's so important, and I feel like that's an advice that, you know, I totally agree with, going that extra mile and stuff, but you need to remember like you play that sport because you love it. But yeah, just if you do it with a smile on the face, like it makes everything better, I feel like.
Yeah, great advice to everybody. I hope you all take that on board and we see that through our sessions this summer as well. how often do you guys train and play then as well? Because obviously you're part of a professional squad. How often do you actually train every week?
You can.
Yeah, for the winter stuff, we actually train quite a lot. So we'd probably be like 5 to 6 days a week. So you'd either have, a cricket and a gym session, or a conditioning with a cricket, or like an extra fielding session. So we probably train 5 to 6 times a week, depending how heavy the week is. And on some days will be a lot heavier than others. So you'll have, your cricket, your fielding drills, and your gym or your running. But like now that, because we're in season, it's about, I'd say we probably train about 3 times a week and then play at the weekends.
Does that change at all? Because obviously, Leah, you work in a school. Is that any different for you, juggling playing a professional sport with a full-time job?
Yeah, so if they're through the winter, no, I attended everything because it was all at night. So I was getting there. There was the odd gym session that I couldn't attend and things like that, which I didn't mind too much. But yeah, in terms of now, it's a little bit different because obviously we're getting out on the grass at Loughborough in the day, so it's just about managing it really. So work have been really good with giving me time off. Obviously I've been injured at the minute, so I've not had that time off, but moving forward they have been. The coaches again really supportive, been giving me one-to-ones at my local cricket ground, or I've gone to Loughborough and they've gave me one-to-one. So in terms of it, it's obviously difficult, it's tiring, but again, it's a massive honour, and I'll do anything I can to obviously prove like that I want it. And if that means like having long days and things like that, then you just do it. So yeah, the coaches are brilliant and support me with that and help me with making sure I'm training as much as the other girls or as much as I can do.
Yeah, it's showing that commitment, isn't it? Showing that
Yeah.
you want to be there. Yeah. How did you find last season? So it was obviously the first season of the new regional setup, and obviously it was hit by COVID a lot. But how did you find it, and how do you think it's going to be going forward this year?
I think last season, like I just felt like we all felt so like lucky and privileged that it was going ahead given the conditions, and we were one of the fortunate ones that we were able to play. I feel like we were a very like young side, but full of talent. And I felt like we were quite unfortunate with the results and the way the games went, because we would dominate about 80% of it and just kind of slip away in the last 20%. But I felt like there was a lot of character building, and like we really came together for the final 2 games. And I felt like given that the squad was quite fresh, I thought we did really well. And obviously not been playing for so long because of COVID, I thought we played really well as a team.
Yeah, I'll just add to that and say, agree with Sats. Like, we're a young side. A lot of people, including myself, hadn't played at a professional standard before them, and it is a huge step up, even with like the grounds, the off-field stuff, the on-field stuff, just everything. It was just an experience in itself, and it was hit by COVID. We were lucky enough to still be able to train and things in the winter, which was really good. But yeah, the games just sort of didn't go our way in terms of results sometimes, which was disappointing. But I think it was a massive sort of learning year for all of us. And this year's obviously hopefully going to be different, and we're going to show like that we've had that experience now. We've been in this environment for nearly 2 years, alongside experienced players that we get to play against, play with and train with every day. So yeah, hopefully this year's our year.
Yeah, so feeling confident going into the start of the season.
Yeah,
yeah, I think so. I think
yeah.
Go on, you go, Sats.
I was saying, like, with the way, like, we actually had middle practice today, and with the like intensity that we train with, and like everyone's been performing in like different types of games. People are in good touch with the bat, they're in good touch with the ball. We have a really great fielding side. So I have no doubt that we're going to be really a good side this season.
Is there anyone that you've, sorry, Lauren.
No, go on, you go, Jess.
Is there anyone that you've particularly enjoyed playing against or playing with that you wouldn't have done previously?
For me, probably two. I mean, like, it's again quite a bit of a cliche, but everyone's been fantastic to train with and work with. Everyone's just given me personally advice on lots of different things on and off the field, and it's just something that you maybe wouldn't usually get from, say, a county side or a club side, just because they've got the experience and that extra experience, and it is amazing. Two players for me that stand out are Kirsty Gordon, unbelievable bowler, obviously plays for England, and her advice is like phenomenal. She's like just comes out with all this it's like it just comes out, and it's like words from it, like she just knows what to say.
Yeah,
she knows what to say, knows how to pick you up when you're down, like if something's going wrong, she's there. Like it's really amazing to have someone like her around, and she's around a lot as well. And then Tammy Beaumont as well. She's not around as much, but she's obviously, I think she's the best batter in the world at the minute, isn't she? And to have her on your side is absolutely unbelievable, and something that I'll always remember.
Shachi, have you got a favourite? Or?
Yeah, no, I think I totally agree with Leah. Like those two, because their experience and their like knowledge and just their energy that they bring to the team, it's so great to have them. But for me, like a personal favourite of mine is Sarah Bryce. So I feel like her advice is so calming, and it's always she's never stressed. No matter what score we're chasing or if we're batting first, if the wicket's doing everything, she's never stressed. Always calms the situation down and really just supports you as a person. I feel like she's really understanding of you and your situations, and I feel like not just on the pitch, but I feel like she's a great person in general, and off the pitch. It really shines through. If you're having a tough time, she would always be the one who comes and asks you if everything's okay, what she can do. But if also, you want to push yourself, and she'll always be the one, like in the gym, I'm thinking, can I up the weight? And she's always be there going, yes, you can. And, I just think she's a great person to have in the team, not just mine, but in any team.
Yeah. And then do you have so you're going to play in the 50 over format and the T20 format this year for Lightning. Do you have a personal favourite format, and why?
Yeah, T20 for me. Quick, fast, exciting to play in as well as to watch. I think the way it can do it in the 50 overs as well, but the way it can turn from you being on top to you're having to up your game, like all in the space of those 20 overs. It's just like you've got to be on the ball and on it. Like there's no time for you to have a little dip, or with 50 over you might have a 5 to 7 over dip as a team, but there's no time for that in T20, and that's something that I like because I can keep my energy up and keep everyone else's energy up. And obviously when you go in and bat, you can free the reins a little bit and let your arms go and hope for the best. But yeah, definitely T20 for me.
I actually am gonna be a bit controversial. I love a T20, but I don't know, some 50 overs is quite long, but I do sometimes, I do really enjoy it. I love the fact that I feel like your cricket skills and tactics that really get put to its test. as a batter, like if you're batting in the middle order, you sometimes forget that how much time you actually have, and to be able to like accumulate the runs is so like, I feel like your true talent is like tested. And I feel like you're just there to play the long game, and you're really like, it's your hard yards that you're testing out there. So I'm gonna say a controversial opinion. I'm gonna say 50 overs.
No, that's very interesting. You've got two very different viewpoints on it. When you were going back to when you were growing up, so you obviously both playing cricket, but did you play any other sports alongside it? Because I know that we encourage girls to play as many sports as they can at a young age to like grow those different sorts of skills. So I'm just interested to know what other sports you had to go at when you were younger.
I actually played football when I was younger. Yeah, so I actually first started playing football before I started playing cricket. And my parents actually thought that I was going to go down the career of being a footballer. So this was a nice surprise for them. And I actually played for Nottingham Forest, like under 13s. And then it came to a time where my cricket got quite serious. So I had to feel like I couldn't keep up both with like my school. So I had to pick one, and I picked cricket actually. Don't know if it's the right choice.
Leah?
Yeah, so I did some tennis, got into the Derbyshire team for that, but that was when I was like 8, 9. And then they started wanting to take me out of school, and my mum said no. So I quit that and moved on to doing a bit of badminton. So yeah, I got into the Derbyshire setup for that. So that was like a big privilege. So yeah, I played badminton for like 8 years, and then picked up football later on when I was about 20. And then yeah, like did all right in football as well, got in like Derby County team and things like that. And like Sat said, it sort of got to a stage where it was like I can't play Derby County football and like for Lightning cricket as well. It was just a lot of training and a lot of hard work on my body, and it just wasn't working sort of thing. So it was a bit of a choice. So I dropped down a level at football, and I still play now when I can, but it's like Sachi said, the focus is cricket for me now, and giving Lightning everything that I can.
What made you pick cricket over football, Leah, in the end? Because I know you've always been football mad.
Yeah, and anyone that knows me will probably be quite shocked by that, because I fell in and out of love with cricket a lot over the years, whereas football I've just loved it, constantly, always loved it. But I just think I'm probably better at cricket than I am at football, and again, getting this opportunity with Lightning was something I probably couldn't really turn down. And as soon as I got sort of into the setup with Lightning and obviously met Rob and the girls, it was just like a no-brainer for me. Like it was like this is it. This is like what I want to do. And yeah, I'm glad that I made that choice.
Yeah. What sort of things are you hoping to achieve, you like going forward in your cricketing careers? Like, what do you feel like is the next sort of step for you?
Well, I'd like to, be an actual professional cricketer. I feel like for so many years I didn't think there was a chance for me to like move up the ladder or have any sort of progress. So it's actually nice to know that now there is something, I can make a career out of this. And I feel like being given that opportunity with Lightning, I want it now like more than ever. I feel like it's a great setup to be a part of. And I also feel like this is something that I've always wanted to do. And, throughout the years, like I've always questioned it, because there hasn't been many opportunities for female cricketers, but with like all the funding that's been gone into it now and all the hard work, all the coaches and other staff put in, I feel like it's a real chance for young girls to also aspire to be professional cricketers. So I'd like that for myself too.
Yeah. Leah?
I forgot the question. What was it again? Sorry.
Like what you hope to achieve going forward, like the future, where do you see yourself in terms of your cricketing career?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think like Sats, like just hopefully staying with Lightning and like winning trophies with them, winning the leagues with them. I think it's a great setup. I couldn't see myself like playing for one of the other teams. I'm really enjoying my time at Lightning and hopefully just keep playing at this professional standard. I think again, like Satch said, there came a sort of time in my head where I was like, I'm going to be playing county, and I don't not that's an amazing achievement, and that was brilliant for me. I was captain in my county, and that was great. But I don't think I'll ever get a chance to have that next step. But then obviously when things change with senior county cricket, and Woody gave Rob a call, I think, and just said, have a look at Leah and whatever, and I was given this opportunity. So yeah, I think just keep rolling with this, and hopefully there'll be a few more years that I can stay with Lightning for.
Yeah. So you were talking a bit about advice that you've been given from teammates before, but what is one of the best pieces of advice that you've been given as a cricketer?
I'll go with this one. I think last year, actually, we had a little team bonding session before the season began. And personally, like, I'm quite a nervous, like, I used to be quite a nervous and an anxious player. Like, I'd put too much pressure on myself and just kind of not end up enjoying it. And I get really, really nervous. And like Kirsty Gordon actually just said, like, it's normal to get nervous and everyone gets nervous, but it's about how you can convert those nerves into excitement. And I feel like that's really important. And, you know, something that just stuck with me that day, and ever since then, like, every time I go out to play, I've always been excited rather than nervous. And the excitement has then taken over, and it just makes me perform better. So I think that's probably one of the best things someone's ever told me.
Yeah, mine's from my dad, like when I first just started playing sport, and it was like, whatever you do, like, just give it 100%. So whether it's obviously stepping on the badminton court, stepping on the football pitch, stepping on the cricket pitch, like, don't leave like anything on the pitch. Like, just give it your all, and don't come off with any regrets about, oh, I wish I'd done this or I wish I'd done that. I think if you can come off a cricket pitch and say, I've given that everything today, whether you won or lost, like, that's all you can do. And that's obviously something that you can work towards. It's not like an unrealistic thing, like just giving your everything, whether it's training, a game. I think some people sometimes sort of give a little bit less because it's training and they might not want to get injured and things like that for the games, but I just think you've got to give everything 110%. Otherwise, when it comes to the game, you might not be able to get into that right mindset. So yeah, just really basic one, and it was from my dad when I first started playing some sports, and it was just give 100% in everything you do.
Yeah, very good. One of the questions we had submitted before was, which players do you think have the best batting stances or bowling actions for young players to copy?
Oh, that's actually really difficult. Batting stance, quite like Catherine Bryce's, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
She's very like still, steady, you know, she's got a good one.
Yeah, I mean Bryce, both of them.
Both of them.
If you could bat like them, it'd be all right, wouldn't it? But won't mind it. I think I don't know where I say copy it, but I know that a lot of people like want to have these like triggers now before the bowler, well as the bowler's running in, they do a little step as they're waiting as a batter or things like that. And I think for me, I couldn't personally do it, but it does look good if we're going on what looks good. And I think bowling, like leggies, like their actions are mad, aren't they? Like,
Yeah, you have all sorts. Okay.
We've got Ellie Mitchell, but hers isn't too bad, is it? To be fair.
No, it's all right.
Ellie's,
Ellie and Nancy both. I say, like, if you want to be a seamer, Leah, your action's quite tidy. Back yourself.
beautiful.
Beautiful action. I think
Um,
you've got a nice one. Spinner wise, I really like Lucy Hyams. She's got a nice one.
Yes.
I really like Lucy's action. It's quite tidy. She's very smooth through the crease. She's just a great bowler as well. So if you're an off spinner or just a spinner in general, I would say Lucy Hyam.
But you have to make sure that you search these all on YouTube later, just so you
Yeah.
who's who's.
Lucy bowls the quickest over ever as well. She's like,
she's in and out.
Yeah, just absolutely. If you're behind on the over rate or anything, get Lucy higher, man.
And we might not call it a sacrifice, but what's something that you feel like you've almost had to given up or understand that you need to take a step back from taking on such a bigger role in cricket now than you probably were before?
I feel like as a young kid or just as a youngster, you've got to remember that, like, your friends at school or like other people at school will do things that you can't do because you have to be at training, or you have to be at cricket and you have to do some certain things. And I feel like it's a choice, and sometimes you're like, oh, is it the right thing? Should I go with so and so somewhere else? Like, I always feel like you need to know that all of those things that you do from a young age all add up and will make you to the player you are when you're older. When you do get teams like this coming and approaching you, like, I feel like you think sometimes, why am I making that choice? But trust me, in a lot of the years you will question it, but it will all add up. And you might want to spend that extra time with your friends from like after school and so, like, but you could also go and use that time wisely and make yourself a better cricketer, to just and give an edge over like other players. And it's difficult, but I feel like there is a moment in your life that you realize it's the right thing and it's the right choices you've made.
Making that decision, isn't it?
Yeah,
what you
definitely
want to commit to going forward. Leah, anything from you?
I think like what Shachi said, really, like, even now, like, you've got to make, well, if we're calling it a sacrifice, so you've got to make decisions, and it's not just when you're your age, it's when you're old like me as well. And it is about, like, shall I go, I don't know, to the cinema with my friends, or shall I go on a run? Like, and it's like, which one's going to benefit me, which one's going to help me when we've got a game this weekend or when we've got training tomorrow. Like, it's about making them decisions and just thinking, like, what's going to push you and, like Sach said, make you stand out. I would say, like, don't sacrifice your social life though. Social time with your friends, family is so important as well. Me and Sach, like, we still see our friends. It's not like we're just like cricket. We still get time with our friends, still get time with our families as well. It's just about managing that time probably, and just thinking about, right, I've been out with my friends last weekend, do I need to go out with them again this weekend, or can I go to the gym? Can I ask any of the girls if they want to go for a run? Can I ask anyone if they want to come out for a net? Just different things like that, and just having that positive mindset around it, I think.
Shachi, how have you? Sorry.
No, I was just saying, you're absolutely right. It's just like finding that balance, not going extreme ends on either. I think, it's really important, because your friends and family are the ones who are going to stand by you through this as well.
Yeah, Shachi, just wondering how you're finding, as you've joined Derbyshire this year, sort of how you've adapted from, so obviously you're moving teams, sort of how have you found that?
I've actually really enjoyed playing for Derbyshire this year. Obviously, all of us at Lightning were told to go to counties in East Midlands. Obviously, coming into Derbyshire, I think I knew a few of the girls from playing football against a couple of them when I was younger and stuff like that. But they're a really nice bunch of girls, and you know, they're really keen, and we've been having a great time in the field. Some really talented youngsters in there that I feel like I've got a really good future ahead of them. So it's just nice to see their enthusiasm that they bring into the game, and how much they just want to be there and help us, like, just improve and stuff like that. It's great to see, really.
I know the girls have enjoyed you Lightning girls being there as well. From a few comments we've had from especially the two younger ones that have said that they've found it really useful and sort of how that's benefited them already. Sort of having you guys with that extra experience, that they found that really enjoyed it as well.
Do you guys have any role models, either cricketing or non-cricketing role models?
Fun. I think role models, in cricketing sense, I think I look up to like everybody at Lightning. I'm one of the least experienced players there, so every single player there will always be able to give me something, in terms of advice, showing me things, telling me how to do something in a better way, just from their own experiences in the game. So yeah, in terms of role models in the game, it would 100% be all my Lightning players, and then outside of the game, it would probably be my dad and one of my friends, Lauren. Just how they give everything 100%. Like I spoke about, that was the advice that my dad gave me. They keep going, and again, you can just link that back into like a cricketing sense, and yeah, just probably those two that are not in my cricketing world.
I think in a cricketing world, I feel like it's difficult to pinpoint one, and I agree. Like everyone within our team, but like, you know, are all like great role models to like other people. If I have to choose a famous one, I'll probably say someone like Virat Kohli is a personal favourite of mine, with the way he just goes about his game, the amount of work that he puts into things, and the way he's basically, you know, become the best batsman in all three formats. That just says everything about his testament for the game. And outside of cricket, I probably will have to say my mum, because I mean, she works extremely hard at what she does. She's done a lot to get me to this level, but I also feel like she often reminds me, and I like this about her the best, it's like it's really important to be a great human being as well as being a good cricketer. I think it's all about, you know, it's all good about you're great at cricket and that, but if you're not a good person and you're not a positive influence on your team and you're not good to be around, then, you know, no team is going to support you through that. So I feel like that's a really important aspect that you have to remember.
Yeah, I've just got one more little thing to add, sorry. I'll just, again, referring back to my dad, sort of Sach mentioned it sort of with her mum, like, I think what parents actually do for you to get you to this stage as well, like driving you to places, driving you to games, driving you to training, like all of like what you've like achieved, all of what like I've achieved now, I would put down to my dad because of the support he's given me, and my mum. I do have a mum, my mum as well, but my dad's the sporty one, and my dad's the one that's driven me around the country, and my dad's the one that's been there physically to watch me and things like that. So, and I think this is something for like all of you guys as well. Like, I'm sure all of your parents or guardians take you to places right now, and if you do make it or like even keep progressing in county cricket, then they're definitely someone that you need to thank.
So what sort of things do you do that when you're outside of cricket then? Like how is a way that you like unwind from all this cricket stuff you do, and one thing you always find you go back to?
Well, I'm still at university and I live in a house of, there's like 6 of us, and I feel like I have probably the best set of friends around me. You know, like my housemates are everything for me. So when I come home, and they don't have like the best knowledge about cricket, but whatever I do in their eyes is amazing, and it just makes me feel great. But just coming home and to come home to that environment, it's just so nice and relaxed. And like we go to like, you know, a restaurant and have a nice meal and just do like small things, literally like going for a coffee, and we just enjoy each other's company. And I feel like for me, like if it wasn't for those girls, like, you know, especially in this current situation, it would make it really hard.
Yeah, mine's sort of similar. So 2 sets of people that I work with. So I'm a PE teacher, and the PE team that I have to obviously see 5 days a week are very special people. They are, like Shachi said, always there for me, and supporting me in things. If I've got to leave work straight away or things like that, they're really supportive, always asking like how I'm doing. Again, like Sach said, probably not 100% into cricket, some of them, and not sure what I'm saying when I'm telling them, but they're still interested in things like that. And then, like I said, I've got quite a small like close group of friends. So like my best friend Cara and Lauren, they like are really supportive. Again, not the greatest cricketing knowledge, but they'll always support me, and we'll just go again for food, cinema, walks, things like that. Obviously at the minute we've not been able to do too much of that, so it's been a lot of walking, feeding the ducks and things like that. But yeah, it's been really nice to have them around, especially with having like a lockdown and things like that.
Sachi, what are you studying at Loughborough Uni? Assuming it's
I'm
related.
currently doing a master's in finance and management.
Right. Fantastic. Don't know why I thought I'd be sporty, but
No, my undergrad wasn't sporty either. Like I don't know why I did any of them, but yeah.
Are you enjoying it though?
Yeah, no, it's been good because it's been something different, because I did my undergrad in maths, and from going that to finance, I know people don't think it's a bit different, but I can actually see that it's related to real life.
Yeah.
Whereas at some point in math, I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I think that just shows like everyone listening now as well, like it doesn't mean that you can't do other things as well, like go to university or have a job or whatever like you may want to do alongside it. Like again, like me and Sachi have said, for if we want it enough, then you can have it. So like Sachi's having to work extra hard, she's doing university as well, but she's doing it because she's working hard. Like I said to Lauren earlier, you sacrifice those long days because you don't mind doing them because you're playing professional cricket. Like what more could you want to do? So I think it's about enjoying your cricket, but also you can do other things alongside that as well, whether that's social or education or a job.
And how do you both feel about now you're sort of the role models to all the girls on the call? How do you find that sort of from when you were younger looking up at people, and now you're the people that they look to? How's that sort of feel for you guys?
It feels good, obviously.
Yeah, it's a strange feeling as well.
Yeah, I think it, like, you sit here now and you're like, what people like want, not necessarily want to be like you, but want to be in your position or whatever it is, and it is amazing. But I think you've just got to take the responsibility, like, and go with it. So I'll always do anything. If people ever wanted advice for me, like message me on social media, things like that, then I think I'll always be there. Like, it's not one of them where, oh, I'm a professional cricketer now, I'm like forgetting why and how I got here. So I think, yeah, like Zach said, it is crazy, but we're just normal people. Like, we're so approachable. If you can ever come and watch our games, then like at the end of the games, I'm sure if we're allowed, we'll come over and like have a chat with people and things like that. Like, we don't we're not like robots and things like that. We're just normal human beings, and we want to help you guys become the next us.
Yeah, no, that's like, honestly, that's really, really well said. I think it's so weird to be in this position and to actually have that influence in you guys. And, you know, we want you to like Leah said, like, you can approach us anytime with any questions you have. And, you know, it could be outside of cricket. And I probably can tell you that me and Leah probably both experienced it as well. I think it just feels a bit surreal sometimes as well, but we're honestly here to support all of you girls, you know, because we want you to be in the positions that we're in, and just take it all in, really.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to get in touch, we can always direct you in the right sort of direction, girls, as well, because we've got contacts so we can send across for you.
Follow me on Instagram, get my followers up.
A little plug there. Does anybody have any questions they want to ask? If you don't want to ask out loud, you can put it in the chat, that's fine. But feel free. It can be absolutely anything.
Should have made a sign with all my social media on it.
Yes, like what's your favourite food? Should we go for that one?
Oh yes. Go on, Sach.
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
It's so hard to pick one. That, do you know what I mean? Like one thing. I like anything that's got prawns. Anything that's got prawns in it, I'll eat it. I love prawns. You're a weirdo though. You don't eat a lot of things. You're a fussy eater.
I am a fussy eater. I love Yorkshire puddings, just like on their own. Just Yorkshire puddings. I'm just mad for them, honestly. But yeah, I am a bit of a weirdo. Like, I do look like sausages, Yorkshire puddings, and vegetables. That's me. That's my. Make sure you eat your veg. So.
Do you have to stick to a certain sort of diet, and do they keep an eye on that, or do you just?
This is being recorded, so we need to, yeah.
No, I think like I personally like eat quite well. I think I feel like I'm quite conscious about my fitness, and I like to be fit. So I have like, after the gym, I'll have like a protein shake, and, you know, make sure that I'm prepped enough before a game in terms of food and stuff. So it's taken me quite a few years to actually learn about this, and we have a nutritionist as well, Max. And if I have any questions about my diet, or like if anything I want to achieve necessarily, like I'll probably go approach him first, and stuff like that. But yeah, I eat quite healthy on a general basis. There are times, you know, once in about a couple of weeks where I do kind of want to indulge, and I won't stop myself from doing it, because I feel like you train hard.
You earn it, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right to have a meal in about 2 weeks that's like burgers and fries, basically. But on a whole, I do eat very healthy.
Leah?
Yeah, to be fair, I have a laugh. I do like bad food, like who doesn't? But you do have to be on it with your nutrition, otherwise all the work that you do, like conditioning, gym, cricket, like it, you might as well not do it. Like food is like actually massive, and I think like Sach said, that I've learned that even just from being at Lightning, how what you eat helps so much or doesn't help so much. Again, I love pasta, noodles, stir fry, vegetables, all things like that. So I'm lucky. I really do like healthy foods. So yeah, I'm happy to eat that whenever I need to. So yeah.
Sticking on the food subject, because we've had a few questions come through. What's your favourite pre-match snack?
I like
chocolate
Storine banana malt loaf. Oh, such a great snack.
Everyone always has Storine at night.
It's so good. The banana flavoured malt loaf is so good. I could literally eat the whole thing.
Other brands are available, guys.
No promotions here.
Yeah, chocolate rice cakes all the way. I just love them. amazing. The ones from Aldi though, nowhere else. Not promoting Aldi, but honestly, Aldi ones.
No other brands are available.
No, not for chocolate rice cakes. If you want them, get yourself to Aldi.
And best cricket ground for teas. Still on the food subject there.
Sefton Park, up north. Without fail, they have the best teas I've ever had. Done all sorts of cricket games, and they have hot, cold, and honestly, their goes on for days. That is so. It's brilliant.
It's a sticky one though, because if you're bowling after tea or lunch, whatever you want to call it, you can't stuff it down you. If you're batting, it's not too bad. So it's one of them with cricket teas. But I'd say Lullington cricket, which is like a
good
club ground. I don't know how they are now. I've not been there for years, but they were renowned for their teas. Actually, Spondon, my cricket ground, has upped their game when it comes to teas as well. Like, yeah. But obviously at the minute, like if you're playing club cricket, you're not getting teas. So yeah, but Grace Road, we had a decent tea there, didn't we?
Grace Road's really nice, actually. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it's all about the food. Yeah.
Have you got any superstitions at all?
So many. Don't even know where I should start.
You've got something about your odd socks, haven't you?
No, it's like I can't wear white socks.
Okay,
I have so many, but I would say night before I have to write down like my thoughts of the game. I just have to do it. It could be like the smallest thing, like I literally don't know, like run down the pitch. I don't know. It could be like the smallest thing, but I have to write stuff about my thoughts of the game before the game, like the night before in my bed, and I can't wear white socks. I just can't do it. I'll wear coloured socks and then I put my white socks on top of it because people shout at me for it. But I just can't just play with just white socks.
Leah,
I don't have any.
No?
No. Sometimes when I play well in something, then I want to wear it again. So like lucky pants and stuff like that. But I mean, then you'll wear them and then you'll have a rubbish game, and I'm like, no, why did I even think that was why I played well? Like, so yeah, I don't really have superstition now.
Scarlett's asked, what do you feel like when you're about to play a match?
Nervous, probably, but nerves are good as well. As like if you can keep them under wraps and not let them get the better, then you can use them to get you fired up, get you pumped up, and yeah. I think with cricket, like you can be nervous, but because it's such an intense game, you've got to be on the ball all the time. You sort of forget like when you get out there, because you've not got time to be nervous. Like the ball could be coming to you at any time. Like just back yourself, and like I think you thrive off the energy of the other fielders, like your other teammates as well, and they get behind you, and yeah, it's so I think everyone has nerves. I had nerves. Shachi spoke about her having nerves before. It's not a bad thing, but it's about how you manage them.
I personally, it's a bit of an odd one. I love listening to music before I go.
That's a question we've got down here. Do you listen to music before a match?
Yeah, I love
your favourite song to listen to?
A Rascal playlist.
Ooh, yeah, no, I love listening to music before I go out to play. I feel like I just get really pumped up, and if I have a song stuck in my head, like I actually like try to play it in my head as I bat, and it just makes me flow better. It's really weird, but it just works for me. Favorite song right now could be controversial again. I like either listening to like music that makes me like pumped up, or like I love Drake. Drake's my favorite artist, so I'll probably say nothing wrong with a bit of Drake.
Leah, do you listen to music before?
We've got a playlist, haven't we? So like in the change rooms and that, like we've got the playlist on. There's some awful songs on there. we've got this obsession with musicals in
Musicals that needs to get rid.
So like me and Sachi, like bit of 80s, bit of R&B, like mixing it up, and then we've got like we're in like a zone, and then High School Musical comes on, and you just like, I'm just not ready anymore. But yeah, no, everyone's got their own type of music. And then favorite song, I just have like random songs in my playlist. Like you'll literally get like James Arthur coming on, and then like some like drill rapper like Audi or someone like that. Like it's just mad. Like you don't know what's coming next. Exciting.
Keeping you on your toes.
But yeah, I don't have a favorite song now.
What is your worst injury from cricket?
I actually had mine about a month and a half ago.
Oh yeah.
We were fielding, and it was like a diving drill, and someone in front of me dived, and it flicked a hand, and it went straight onto my head, and I actually got concussed. But I looked horrendous. Like it was quite bad. Like the bruise was like here, like literally my forehead was out here.
Straight away as well.
It was horrible. Straight away, yeah, it was horrible.
That was mad, to be fair.
Yeah, and it just like went down like to my eyes and ended up having like 2 black eyes. Like it was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm currently injured at the minute. I was diving to stop a 4 and landed on my shoulder. Just heard it like crunch. It wasn't good. Like when you bite into cornflakes in the morning, that's what it sounded like.
Won't be having cornflakes tomorrow now.
Yeah. Yeah, so as soon as I did it, like pain straight away. And I tore the ligaments in my shoulder, so basically like my collarbone like moved up, so I've got like a permanent lump there at the minute. But rehab's going really well, and I'm allowed to start bowling next week, so I'm happy. But yeah, that's probably the worst cricketing injury. I don't really get injured until I start playing for Lightning, and it seems to be all I am at the minute. But yeah, hopefully not too long till I'm back. Because obviously no one likes to be injured and sat on the sidelines.
Yeah. Scarlett's asked again, have you ever broken a bone from playing cricket?
I actually haven't.
And yeah, I was about to say, surely every cricketer broke a finger.
Touch wood. No, I haven't. Touch wood. Never.
My fingers are bent and everything because I just break fingers for fun. But I broke my thumb, I broke both my little fingers, and I think it was my middle finger I've broken as well, just from like fielding. Yeah, but I think broken fingers, it's all right, you can normally carry on or be back the week after or whatever, so they're not too bad when you break your fingers and things like that. It's probably worse when you break like an arm or something, but I've never done that.
Tegan asks, has cricket always been your favourite sport? Kind of covered it earlier, but has it been your favourite sport?
Yeah, I would say personally. I've always wanted to play.
Yeah, no. I'm going to say yeah, I don't know. But no, it wasn't, but yeah, like Lauren said, I said it earlier, like there came a time when I needed to decide, and being chosen for Lightning was something that I couldn't turn down, and it's like been one of the best decisions I've ever made. So yeah, it was football, but that's took a little bit of a backseat now, and yeah, I'd say cricket now.
Do you have any siblings who also play cricket? Grace has asked.
I'm actually an only child, so I have no siblings, unfortunately.
My brother plays cricket. Yeah, he's captain of the local second team, like Spondon second team. So go down and watch him and give him some support sometimes.
Do you have any other sporty siblings here, Leah?
Yeah, my sister used to play badminton for England and Great Britain, and been to the Olympics and all things like that. So she's a very like special person, and someone who I was very lucky to grow up with and have obviously her experiences of the professional game, and she does help me a lot now when it comes down to my cricket.
And Holly's asked, do you have any pets?
No, I don't. I live at university and stuff, but even at home I don't have any pets. My mum, my mum loves to keep the house clean. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd say. My mum's obsessed with cleaning, so I don't think I'd be allowed a pet. I used to really dislike dogs. Like, I don't know, I just didn't like them. Like, they were all right to look at when they were far away, but when they came close, I was like, oh. But recently I've started to like really like want one. So like, I think that could be something that I may get like in the future and have a little best friend. But at the minute, obviously, we have a busy schedule, and it wouldn't be fair for me to leave him or her on their own. So it's just all a fantasy at the minute.
Right. If anybody's got any last minute questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Cool. Is there any parting words of wisdom you guys would like to say before we end?
It's just been like thank you for again doing this with us. But it's been really nice to be able to chat with you girls and answer any of your questions. But just so you know, we're really excited for that journey that you guys are going to have as well. And you guys got some great opportunities coming your way. So just keep enjoying it, and keep having fun and keep working hard. And I'm pretty sure one day all of you girls will get to the positions that we are.
Yeah, agreed. Like what Zach said, just keep working hard. It's been a real honour and pleasure answering your questions, and you guys listening in to us today. Women's cricket is only going forward, so you guys are going to get the best experiences when it comes to women's cricket. So keep working hard, and buy your chocolate rice cake from Aldi. Get involved, honestly. It's so good.
We've got one final question to come through from Scarlett.
Oh,
how do you cope with nerves when you face a new bowler?
I feel like I think right now I've changed my mindset slightly, where I've just thought if it's a new bowler, I'm just going to see how it goes. She is still going to bowl a bad ball, and I'm still going to put it away. And you just got to back yourself. And, you just got to see that they might be a good bowler, but, you're as good as a batter as well. You're there for a reason. You're batting there for a reason. You just have to trust your instincts and trust that you've done all the work. So whatever she throws at you, you're going to have an answer for it.
Yeah, and use the other batter as well. So if you're coming out to face your first ball, have a chat with them, see what the ball's doing, or just even if it's a little chat on something to calm your nerves. It doesn't always have to be cricket. I've had many of chats in the middle about nothing related to cricket, just because you might be a little bit nervous and you just want someone to take your mind off it or give you a bit of a laugh, and then get down the other end and Zach said, do your business, because you're there for a reason. And just back yourself and keep thinking positive.
Think about the same sort of thing, but obviously you both bowl as well. What about when a batter's smacking you around the park? How do you get out of that sort of set where you need to get back in the game? What do you say to yourself, or what do you do?
I feel like you got to create that chance. They sometimes a batter is just having a great day and you can't do anything about it. It's just how cricket works. But it's okay, can I spread my field, give her the one, put pressure on the other batter, or can I create an opportunity where I can try to get her out and set a field in a certain way, you know, that I feel like I can sense what she's going to do. But I feel like, again, in that situation, it's important to have chats with your teammates, see what they think. That's what I would say as well.
Definitely just use your teammates always, like when you're batting, bowling, fielding, whatever. Ask if you don't know, ask. You're always going to get some good advice, I'm sure, off your teammates. And one last little thing I just say is I've again learned so much when I've been at Lightning, but one of the main things is don't just keep bowling. Like Lauren said, if you're getting hit around the park a little bit, don't just keep bowling and hoping. Like Sach said, do something to change it, whether it's changing the field, changing coming round to over or over to round the wicket, like whatever it is, like you try and make the batter think instead of them making you think.
Excellent. Well, thank you everybody for joining us this evening. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something new. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye,
Have a
everyone.
good evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Hope to see you all in the summer.
See you in the summer.
Bye bye.